Hi everyone, this is Bethany, Be a Crafty Girl, and welcome to my Girl Talk, Crafty Talk Friday number 4 video. And in this video, I am going to show some of my recent purchases in action. I got this stamp right here. It's called the Babe Block. It is by Paper Smooches. Here's the blacked out image, so you can kind of see it. It has a scallop. It's basically just a block and then it has a scallop edge on it, and you can ink it up and use it as background like any other stamp, but you can also use it to flip any of your images. They also have this is called the Babe block. They also have a Dude block that is the same thing, only it's just a straight edge. It doesn't have the scallops. So, and it works the same way. So I'm going to show how to flip an image with this. It does take a little bit of practice, but I'm sure we all of us paper crafters know that anything that we do, we practice that, whether it's coloring or stamping or whatever we do. We know that to be good at something you have to practice. So I'm gonna use this cute little camel. This is from the Zoo Crew stamp set from Paper Smooches as well. This is the rest of the set. It is super adorable. And I'm using this little camel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Memento Black, Tuxedo Black ink. And this is a brand new one, so it is quite juicy. I am using Nina. Yeah, I'm using some Nina cardstock. And I'm going to ink my little guy up. The stamp blocks that I'm using are Tim Holtz grid blocks. And I'm just going to maybe stamp this little guy in frame so that you can see. I'm going to scoot the camera over a little bit. And then I'm going to stamp this little guy so that you can see the regular image compared to when I flip the image. And there he is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink my little guy up again. And I was playing with this a little bit last night, and it's a little slippery than you might think. So what I'm going to do is you want to go straight down. Oh, and it's slipping a little bit. And then straight up. Oh, it's not too bad. Ooh, sorry, I bumped the camera. So I went straight down and straight up, and then I'm going to go straight down on my paper. Give it a good press. Ooh, it's the stamp stuck to the paper. And there you go. So there's the comparison of just the first, I guess you could even call it second generation stamping since you stamped on another stamp. But so there's the original, and here's the flipped image. And as you can see, I don't know if I can zoom in and have it be, no, I can't zoom in, but I'm sure you can see that it's not as solid as the original inked image. You can probably see that there's a little bit of splotchy places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo Black marker. I'm going to take the markers have a fine tip, and then they also have a brush tip on them. I'm going to take the fine tip, and I'm going to just kind of go over the lines. Yes, it is an extra step, but there is no way I could have freehand drawn this image on my own and have it face the other way. So you're doubling your stamp inventory for the cost of just outlining. Ooh, sorry. This marker is extra long and my hand is actually under the tripod. So as you can see, you can then do the touch-ups around. And then if you fussy cut this little guy, which I normally fussy cut anyway, you can kind of cut away any little imperfections there might be. So anyway, that's how the Babe Block works. I hope this was informative for those of you that were curious. I'm sure it is not for everyone, but for me, I'm really excited about it because there's definitely some stamps I wish I had that faced a different direction. Also, it'd be really cool for words if you wanted to do like a mirror on, like if you were doing a little scene and wanted to do a mirror effect on something, or an ocean scene and wanted to do an effect on something and have like words reflected in the ocean or whatever, in the waves. I think that would be really neat. And then the other part of this video, I think I have enough time, is I was going to show a little bit about the alcohol markers that I got at Michael's. They are by American Crafts. I'm cleaning off my stamps here real quick so they don't get super stained. And then, yeah, and that's why I used the Memento, so that I could do this with you. I do not have all of the sets. They are $9.99 or something around $10 for a set of 3. So I got the set of greens, the set of reds, and the set of purples, and then I also picked up the blender pen. They are called Chromatics. They come 3 to a set. And they also have yellow and brown and blue. Yellow, brown, and blue are the other 3 sets, and then there's also a black one that's sold separately. And I was just going to color a little bit for you. I think I'm going to use the red. The cool thing about these Chromatics is the red one is called Rouge, which is red in French. The cool thing about it is you don't have to think about what colors you need to blend. This is your lightest, this is your medium, this is your darkest. All that's thought out for you. So you would start, or what I do, oh, there's a bullet end and then there's also a brush end. So what I'm going to do, I might use the brush end and show you how the brush end works. The brush end is not like a Copic brush end or any other kind of brush end, only the very tip of the marker is flexible. The rest of the marker is not flexible at all. I am planning on cutting these little guys out, so I'm not staying in the lines if you were wondering. So if you can see that, see it's not, only the tip is very flexible. And then, and as you can see, it's already drying. That's the other thing, like that little light spot right there is already dry, which is kind of a bummer because then it makes it a little harder to blend. I'm going to go in with the fine tip end because I find that it works for me just a little bit better, and I'm going to go in and add some shading. These images are small, so I go on ahead and do the whole thing instead of doing it in sections. So that was the medium red, and then here is the darkest red. As you can see, that lightest red is really a pink. And I don't know if it's showing up super well on camera, but the medium red and the dark red are pretty darn close to being the same color. So now I'm going to go back and blend, and I'm going to do kind of like a circular motion for that dark red and the medium red. And blend that red out. I've watched a lot of videos about coloring, and that's where I've learned what I know about coloring. I'm not certified for anything. And then I'm going to go back with the light red, and as you can see on my video, hopefully, that this light red or pink is quite lighter than the medium red and the dark red, and when you color on top of it, it almost, well, it pushes the darker colors further into the cardstock and kind of takes over. The paper does matter. I am using the Nina today, and it is working a lot better than the Michaels cardstock I was working with the other day to blend. It takes some time. I almost feel like when I'm coloring with these that I actually have to push the marker. If you can hear that, I feel like I actually have to push the marker into the paper, whereas when I'm working with my Spectrum Noirs, I really just let the ink do the blending, but I feel like I actually have to rub these with the actual marker tip to make them actually blend. Pros of these markers are, you know, it comes in a set of 3. You already know what to do with these. You don't have to think about, you know, oh, what red do I want to use and will it blend with the other reds and da-da-da. It's already done for you. The only other thing on that is this is the only color combination for red you have with these markers. And for me, this isn't even really a red, it's more of a pink. And like if I were doing Christmas cards and doing like a little Christmas image, I wouldn't want to use this color combination for red. I'd want to use like a richer red. But I mean, this color combination is nice if, you know, for summer cards or a project or spring. That's just my opinion on that. I'm going to color the little hooves just with this dark red marker. So that's my thought on that, is you only get one, like this is your only red combination. This is your only green combination, you know, unless they make more colors, which I don't really foresee happening. But you know, this is, if you invest in these markers, and any markers you get are an investment. If you invest in these markers, this is the only red combination you'll have. I like them for the simplicity that you already have the colors you need if you want to color a quick little critter. I like that a lot, and I think they work well if you want to, you know, experiment with coloring and you don't want to get a full-blown set. Like if you're good with one set of red, go for it. For me personally, I would want, you know, a broader range of color, if that makes sense. A con for me with these markers is there's no skin colors. So if you want these to color your little MFT Pure Innocence girls, or you want them to do, you know, your Greeting Farm images, there's not a skin color. So you need to keep that in mind too. The blender is really nice. I really like the colorless blender. It does what it's supposed to do. It pushes that ink in and kind of helps you out. You can also do, you know, the polka dots that I've seen people do, and it works well with that too. So there's my little review. If you want to try out the Chromatics, I don't think they're a waste of money. You can give them a try for a quick color, and I also think that the Babe Block is a great investment. Thanks for watching. Bye!